Hello. I'm just going to update the meeting notes to briefly discuss the cutoff dates for 6.0 and 7.0.
Yeah, that dates can be discussed. I just tentatively set to September. I think uh,
For which one?
0.6.
Okay.
We have 7.7. Okay. Can you easily see the start and the end date for the milestone in this roadmap page? Mm.
Hello. Let me check.
Yeah, I want to create a milestone. I need to specify the date.
Okay.
But I
There's
didn't see
already a
it.
date on it. It's September, end of September. Do you guys see it?
Let me share my screen. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Yeah, how to share the screen in Zoom? I kind of forgot. Let's see.
If you click more, I think it should be the first option at the top to share.
No, it says transcript, docs, notes, whiteboards. That's strange. How can, it wasn't that hard to find it.
Oh, are you trying to look for the share button or
Yeah, share button. Where is it?
it's at the bottom? Right? Like do
Oh,
you,
share. I
yeah.
see. Can you guys see it? I guess you can. So where can I find the time?
Yeah, so if you go to KAITO project slash milestones,
Oh, that I know.
right.
It's
Uh,
here. No. This is the
no.
this here.
Let me send you the link. So just slash milestones. For like KAITO projects slash milestones.
Okay.
Um, Sorry, I can get you the thing right
I think
now.
it's a KAITO, maybe a KAITO milestone.
Uh, can you? Ah,
No?
I put it in the chat.
Okay.
Do you see it? Or I can put it in the meeting notes as well. But also it's in the meeting notes. If you click on 060 milestones, it's actually there in the meeting notes.
Okay. Sorry, why do you need to notes? So here?
Yeah, you see zero. Yes. scroll up to the latest. Yep, there you go. 060 milestone. There you go. And then here, as you can see, due by September 30th. So you can edit, you can change the timeline, edit. Usually this is dependent on the release cadence of the project. So I think when we created this milestone, I think we discussed like 3 months or something, right? So it's July.
So the exact time I didn't, because we
can change it.
can change it. So I don't. It depends. We usually just do. We don't have a exactly fixed cadence for the minor version changes. So it's usually we have some features we will just release. In general, just 1 or 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, we will have a new release. But again, if we discuss, we want to have a fixed cadence for the middle digit minor version bumps, we can still have the 6.1, 6.2, 6.3 in between. That's also fine. Sachi, so you want to know this or? Anyway, let me see.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
So what do you want? So do you want to know the exactly release time for 0.60 or?
Yeah, 6.0 I would say is most relevant at this point, just because of the feature set that would be included in that release, and then planning for how that would roll out in the in the different experiences.
Yeah, sure. Rita, so any questions you raise? You raise your hands. You're mute.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say we should definitely decide on a release cadence, stick to that, and then set the milestone deadline to that. Of course, the actual deadline, you can change depending on availability and things might slip by a few days or whatever, right?
Okay, sure.
But I think we should make a decision on what is a good release cadence. And this is usually minor release cadence, right? Not major, because major changes more
So how do you define the major and minor in general? So it's a 1 point, 2 point is major, does it?
Yep.
Or 0.1,
Yep.
0.
Major usually means that it's not backward compatible or could introduce non-backward compatible features or changes. Minor in this case usually means if you do a minor update, it shouldn't break your stuff. That's a good promise to the consumer. And patch versions are really for bugs and security vulnerabilities a lot of times.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think we can easily design a major version cadence because I guess we just make consensus for the minor version cadence.
Yeah, only minor. Yeah, major again. Major you shouldn't have too many major to begin with, right? If you have too many major, that's actually bad. So yeah, so this is about minor versions and.
Okay. So I'm going to propose something like 2 months cadence. Anybody else has objections? I feel 2 months maybe, given the current development phase of the KAITO, with every 2 months, we most likely is going to have some features that provides sufficient functionalities, new stuff for people to try.
What's the release cadence so far for past releases?
There's no fixed cadences. It's in general. Okay. It's maximum 2 to 3 months. We will have one.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm fine with that. Usually, again, the longer release cadences for projects have less changes, right? If we expect that we're gonna have more changes, then definitely shorter release cadence.
Yeah, I mean, because if you see the list, we are going to talk about the list. Anyway, let's get started formally. So So welcome everybody. So this is KAITO's community meetings, and the meeting is going to be recorded and to follow CNCF code of conduct to make sure we only speak this information that can be publicly available. So got everybody aware of this. This is a public meeting. So this is going to be the agenda of the meeting. So I think I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see it. We are going to have a pretty tight agenda today because we are going to go through the entire KAITO's roadmap for 0.60 milestone. This is exactly what we were discussing. We set up so thanks Rita for setting up the milestones and then putting all the related issues for the milestones. So as time from now on, we are going to use this new, not exactly new, the way that we planning for the features and for the KAITO using the milestones. And the immediate milestone is going to be 0.6.0 milestone. The thing that we were discussing is what is the cadence for typically a minor release. And given the long list items we have, pretty long, I feel to make people really concentrate for the things to do, maybe we should use a cadence with 2 months, just planning for 2 months features in general for every milestones. But in between, we can have multiple patch releases just on demanding. Every time we find something that's critical to be fixed, we will just ship a minor release without any. It can be without any formal, cadence or notifications for minor releases. Sorry, for patch releases. Okay, so we have a few agendas here.
Oh, sorry,
So-
Faye. If you don't mind, I was planning on going through the roadmap and make sure everything that is in this 060 milestone is we have either volunteers or we can leave a blank. But I want to make sure everything in this list is what this group of people want to work on.
Yeah, so should we go through because this is the second one. So
Oh,
should
yeah,
I
yeah,
go-
yeah. Yes.
So that's the order that I want to follow based on the one that they put in the agenda. So yeah, so just give a heads up. So we are going to reserve enough time for this meeting to go through the roadmap today. So I'm going to, for the rest of the discussions, I'm trying to keep the time to make sure we have finished everything on time. So I'm going to limit the discussions. If any discussion go to the rabbit hole details, I'm going to stop. Just give a heads up. Heba? So you put the items for KAITO CI. Do you have anything you want to
Yes.
discuss?
Okay, so I have PR opened with a proposal for KAITO CLI. There are 2 proposals actually in this PR. Let me share it in the chat here. And I can add it to the agenda. So basically, I'm proposing to start to create a separate repo inside or under KAITO project for the CLI. The CLI for KAITO, we have 2 different options. We can choose between them, or we can actually have them both. The first one is having an extension using kubectl CLI for KAITO. And the other one is creating KAITO CLI from scratch. There are pros and cons for every one of them. And I try to list as much as I get from my perspective, but it would be great if you can review this PR and give your feedback, and we can consolidate this proposal if this makes sense for the community, and see how we can start implementing it. I added also a couple of use cases with some examples for each approach. And actually, some of these features or these commands it can be like for future features as well. So we can start, like by having maybe like the most important features, and then we can add up on top of them later. Happy to answer any question. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going through the PR that Hava was mentioning. Yeah, I think I have seen this before. Anyway, so I guess what we can do is we can have people to take a look at it. Maybe.
Yeah, as Rita mentioned in the chat, kubectl extension makes sense now. I agree with that to some extent. We can start with this, like with this approach, and we can revisit this after a while if we started to have like big features that we cannot implement using the extension, or we got a request from the community that they are, like most of people are using KAITO are not, like they don't have like a knowledge with kubectl, and they need to have like a separate CLI for KAITO. We can revisit this later.
Yeah, I left some comments in the PR. I think overall, I would like to have a CLI for KAITO because I just don't have to deploy YAML or handwrite YAML anymore for workspace. One thing I noticed is there are quite a lot of commands in the proposal. So if we can have like a POC for like 1 or 2 commands, I think that would be super great to kind of help us visualize what the workflow would be. But yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have a POC for that in a branch in a public branch on my GitHub. Let me share it with you.
Okay, cool.
I thought I added the link here. Maybe I forgot. Sorry for that.
So actually, my suggestion is this is a pretty full list with a lot of details. So from the execution perspective, I would suggest starts with a few. Most people feel the most useful one, or just pick 1 or 2 as the one that you can start. Then when people start to use it, let's get some feedback to see whether that entire thing makes sense or not, right? So otherwise, it's going to be a pretty long list of everything. I just feel it's going to be hard to review or just I like the approach. It starts with simple and do iterative changes over based on the feedbacks. So that's my suggestion. Let's pick a few one. If you want to do this, let's pick a few one. It doesn't have to be cover all the features that we have right now.
Yeah, totally agree. I just wanted to extend on how far we can get with each approach and adding as much examples as I just like think about. But of course, I would love to discuss with you which one or like which set of these like CLI commands we would like to start with and take a feedback and work on that.
Yeah, so some of them is kind of straightforward, but the thing like this is something that worth pick up separately, because this definitely you have your own logic to do the cost management. So did you want to show money, or this is
We can use the cost we have an add-on like for AKS, for example. I need to see, or like to see which what is the equivalent for this add-on and other on other clouds providers, and see if we can use it, like via the APIs to get the cost for these nodes or for this specific workspace. It might need some work, but yeah, it can be like a big feature by itself, the core estimate, the cost estimate. I
Yeah,
think,
sure.
yeah,
So, okay.
I
So
think,
this is, I'm assuming this is just based on the GPU SKU. So this,
exactly.
whatever SKU that your workspace was running. Okay.
Exactly. I think we can start with the deploy, which is allowing others to deploy workspaces using CLI. And actually, in the deploy, we will have like multiple sub commands or subcategories, either using RAG or like which inference or which model we are going to use. What are like the configuration. We are allowing them to be configured via the CLI. If the proposal, if okay with the community, I can go ahead and have a dedicated proposal for the set of commands we agree on.
Yeah, okay. I think it's okay. So another suggestion is let's look at because some of so let's try to make sure that there is a remove certain of the vendor dependency, but I think we'll discuss the SKU even for today's meetings. Like let's so for example, this is the thing I think is going to be a little bit tough to have to commonize the CI tools to abstract the vendors away. Because instance type is definitely vendor just locked. This is a vendor specific thing. And especially the cost part is you have to integrate with vendor specific API to got a cost. So I would suggest for this kind of thing, maybe we can just start with some design first. What do you exactly plan to do to make sure the cost, make sure when you deploy kind of given a vendor, you're having this cost value very accurate. Or we can start with some of the thing that doesn't exactly tie to the vendors.
Yeah, I think the deploy that like starting with the deploy command makes sense. If
yeah,
you
this
all
deploy
agree.
maybe
Exactly. And yeah, we can start with this. I can write like or update this proposal actually to be more focused on deploy and any other
yes,
commands.
please. So I think you can keep it as a longer picture, whatever that is end goal. But for the execution action items, I really want to start with something that starts something simple. We can just got something shipped because really you want to ship everything. I really doubt you can ship
Of
everything.
course, no.
Yeah,
Of course, no. I'm not proposing this. It's
Yeah.
again, it's just an example to try to showcase like the proposal and showcase the
Okay.
this feature, and we can go from it, of course.
Okay.
Anything about other commands other than the deploy? Anyone suggest any command that it can be important for the first phase?
Yeah, I would say focus on deployment in whatever the inferencing scenarios, and like the fine tuning and costs. Those can be like follow-ups if somebody asks for it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, they focus on like the most popular ones.
Sounds good. I will try to get it done as soon as possible, and I will share it with all of you in Slack channel, and we can discuss the details next meeting.
Yeah, and then one thing that would make this really cool would be like a chat functionality too. So you can just chat from a CLI. You can look at Olama as an example that they really nailed the CLI chat experience. It's not anything fancy, but it's just very basic and works. Yeah, like kubectl KAITO chat, and then you provide the model, and then you can chat with whatever.
I like this idea. I will add it definitely. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to go through the next agenda. So I think the idea is support deploy first. And okay.
Also, we forgot to ask if anyone wants to be a note taker. I was taking notes earlier, but does anyone want to be a note taker today?
So yeah, and do we need to, so I think AI generated summary is also good. So I don't know, people if like AI generated one, I can always do that. Do you guys still want to do the details notes during the meeting?
I can help take quick notes. But is the AI note taker like listening in right now, or
No. This is what. So this is Zoom. I don't think Zoom has such capability now. So what I did is I got the Zoom meeting transcript and throw to our AI tools to generate this. So Zoom,
Yeah,
Zoom,
but we want to have the notes during the meeting, right?
it's up to you. So you guys need this or
There's
So
an
I'm
AI companion, and you can just ask to catch me up, and then they'll tell you like what's happening.
so my suggestion is we may just write down the a few key points. You don't have to have too much details. You just make a few key points in this doc notes, and we will have a summarize using the AI. And people, if you really want to go back to visit the details, you can click the recording and just find that. That's my proposal. So
sure, I can still take some quick notes.
it just takes a few things that like key decision, like a few key points, but you can leave a lot of details just left to AI generated one. Unless everybody has feel this is not good, not good enough. I personally feel this is kind of good.
Also, I just want to know it's also not what just we talk about. It's also stuff in the chat. We should make sure it's included as well.
Okay, I can add both next time, both chats and the transcript, and generate the summary. Okay, let's do it. Let's move on to the planning. Oh, where is it? The planning one. Okay. What I'm going to do is for the one that I have been assigned, I'm going to quickly click it. Oh, I think we have a better way of doing this, does it? Should it show up in the, yeah, why this one is not like showing something like this?
Oh, what did you want to do?
So this
Oh,
one,
is it because it's a PR?
this is PR. This needs to be changed to issue.
I added. I think I added the PR to the milestone.
Yeah, you
But if
can.
Oh yeah, I think you need to change it to issue somehow. But this one, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So for the one that has been assigned, I'm going to quickly go through it, quickly go with this. Anybody think there is something that we need to discuss for the assigned one, we can stop. Since we have known it, so for the one that hasn't been assigned, we are going to spend more time to make sure we have enough, the context is clear, and we got an owner to work on this. So if there is no owner, we can either move out of this milestone or feel this is something that we can just drop. This is one. I think for Smriti is not here, but I know some context about the work. What we essentially has been doing is we trying to try out KAITO deployment in AWS. So we have a AWS README. What we did is we install Carpenter in AWS. Make sure with KAITO's workspace by generating the node claim CR, the AWS Carpenter can pick up and create a GPU node. That is the whole experiences. I think that part has been done, but there's a few things is we don't have any test. So this is, if anything, it was broken in that doc, we don't know. The discussion point is, what is the strategy? So should we have some test for AWS, or should we considering other cloud vendors? But if for other cloud vendors, since I only know AWS has carpenter support. I don't know GCP. I don't think GCP has a formal carpenter support.
There's no covenant.
So all I can know is for GCP, they have to use something like preferred node if we want to try this in GCP. So I want to ask a quick question. So whether you guys feel it is good to try out a GCP with preferred node, or we just make sure we have certain kind of test for carpenter in AWS.
I think there's two phases. One is to make sure the docs are like up to date, and then two is to make sure we eventually have some validation. Even if it's not E to E, there has to be some type of validation, at least relief for every release. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think there's a few angles to this one. This also kind of is segue to the other topic we had in the agenda about like the preferred nodes versus like auto provisioning. Um, I think like the preferred nodes is a better approach here because that's just like the pattern of Kubernetes. And then like the auto provisioning is an anti-pattern of just how folks expect Kubernetes to work. So I think using preferred nodes for every cloud provider because it'll just be cover everything. And then for things like Azure or AWS, we could say, hey, we made it easier for if you want auto provision. So we basically get like full coverage with preferred nodes and then be specific to cloud providers if we want to. So by default, like quick start, it'll work on GKE, it'll work in Oracle Cloud, so any cloud provider.
May I suggest release, let's focus on like recommending or proposing what this looks like, because I don't think we can solve it, right? At least come up with a framework for how to onboard a vendor.
Yeah, I agree. So I think we should somehow revise it. I think I need to maybe
But
type.
I think there'll always be like somebody's asking about like, hey, how do I do this with Hearthstone Cloud or Oracle Cloud or something?
Right, that's why we need to have here's how to onboard a new cloud or something, right? Like we don't even have that today.
I think yeah, that's definitely plus one. But I think because we don't have that and it'll never be up to date, right? Because there'll always be new requests. So I think having the default be the preferred nodes, and then hey, if your cloud supports auto provisioning, then here is how you use that one. What do we think about that?
I feel like that's getting into like that very specific feature, which is how do you bring the node or how do you do node provisioning? Whereas this is more just generic cloud support. Right? Like again, both of you guys are focusing on very specific features. I think Faye is thinking about Carpenter, which makes sense, right? But also like to your point, like the oracles and the whatevers, right? So I think we should at least decide like what does when we say Kaito supports a cloud, what does that mean?
Okay, what are the process we need to define or we need to test when we claim we support the process or things needs to be done, needs to be checked. One claiming kind of supports a new cloud, supposing given cloud vendor.
Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah, maybe we should do something like this.
Because I think as we do that, then we'll realize like probably all kinds of features don't work in specific clouds, right? And that might be okay, just depending on what we decide is. So kind of like a conformance thing.
Yeah.
Does
maybe-
that make sense?
Sorry. I think maybe we should maybe we should focus on the node. Node claim is one kind of solution to provision node. So node claim is a choice for node provision, but the other features based on the nodes. So we can maybe illustrate a node claim, the solution for the node provision. Maybe if user can provide a node by other solutions, by other ways, it's okay. So KAITO can, if the node is ready, KAITO can works. I think maybe is a general way to support for different cloud providers.
Sure. That's one of the things that we can decide. Like, if we propose everything we do is we go to every cloud, people prepare a GPU and hook to KAITO with a preferred node, and the whole KAITO presets or KAITO models will work just out of the box, and that's okay. So if that's the workflow that we decide, then we go with it. Then we decide, okay, we can do this for AWS, we can do this for GCP, we can do with any cloud. Somebody just need to try it. That's okay. We just make sure if that's a proposal, we can hire somebody, make it a proposal, we review it, and we just do it. Does that make sense?
Yes, this is a big change for
Okay, so
KAITO.
can I assign anybody anyone volunteers to got this work to make the design? Maybe Ningbo, do you want to lead that?
I so sorry. In my current plan, I need to focus on the Eno and Scalar at first. Sorry. Maybe I can.
Okay, who else is volunteer to take this? It's pretty much just define some certain kind of procedures. Okay, if nobody, I'm going to assign to myself. I think it's okay. I'm going to define. Okay.
Is it a good idea to make this cloud vendor configurable? Because technically we need the SKU list and the node class to onboard a new cloud vendor. We can try to make this configurable. Just provide some configure for a new cloud vendor. Then
The
users
problem is,
may
internally-
register the new cloud vendor to KAITO.
The problem is we still need to have a static table to figure out the hardware. So if
This yeah, we can let the user to provide this SKU list as a config.
yeah, the dilemma is, so if we do that, it's pretty much saying that it is only the auto
Just like the Kubernetes how Kubernetes register the cloud vendor, cloud provider.
Do you have an example how that thing works? Given the cloud provider with
Kubernetes cloud provider like the
you mean
something- some-
multi-clusters? The cloud class
Yeah,
API is, so do you have a project in your mind which has a pattern that we can leverage?
let me check. I forget how.
Yeah, I think what
It's-
he's saying is like Kubernetes, right? You just like the cloud provider logic is out
Yeah.
of tree, and you during
yeah.
deployment you just have to tell which cloud provider you want to use.
Yeah.
So similar here, like it's okay to make it like as long as all the cloud providers
I see.
speak the same APIs, we're good.
Okay, I roughly got what you're saying. So it's like instead of maybe you can define the interface. How can you tell me your SKU information? Maybe through a config map instead of hard code. We can just use the config map and
that's what I mean.
okay. I understand. Okay, sure. I'll keep that in mind to see if that should be part of this work. The third one, we need to go faster, much faster. We only have 20 minutes left. This is, if nobody has problem, I'm just read the title. If everybody want to chime in to see there is a problem, or even the owner want to say, wait, I need to discuss something, just stop me. Next one, leader working set API. This is assigned to Qinghui. Any problem, Qinghui? Is this clear, the requirements?
Yes, I'm doing some refactoring before I can onboard this feature.
Okay. Storage, the CPU-based inferences?
Oh,
sorry.
I'm working on docs. I have to drop in a bit, but I'm working on docs to get that tied in with the AI kit as we talked about last week. So hopefully I'll have that PR this week.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
This
sorry
one-
for number 3. I have a question, and we
Sure.
will use the leader work set to replace current stateful set and deployment, also include deployment, or only use LWS to replace stateful set.
For now, just stable sets, because I don't. So the discussion is we don't want to introduce such a big changes for the entire deployment.
Okay.
So later we may consider whether we should just use AWS for deployment, or we switch to stable set for deployment. So there is another debate whether AWS is a really, really correct abstraction for deployment. Because if you look at that architecture, it always assuming there is a worker, that the leader
Okay.
worker concept, right? But if for the single node inferences, there is no leader worker, which means they will create a stable set anyway with a zero count, which doesn't sound really good to me. But we can discuss details. But to make sure we can some progress for now, we just propose using AWS to replace the current stable set.
Okay.
Yeah, we can discuss further offline if you want to have other opinions. Okay. Agent MCP, Abhishek. I think this one should be okay. On track. Is this a pretty much let me make sure. What does this exactly do? This is just UI one, or
No, it's not a UI thing.
Is it just connecting tools to KAITO LLM endpoints?
Yeah. To start. And then we can talk about deeper integrations with KAITO later.
Okay, because I wrote some docs on it, and it's already published. So
Oh, okay.
is that considered done? I can share the link here and right here.
Okay. I see.
I have MCP examples and non-MCP examples.
yeah. So Ernest, I don't know. So if you are saying this has some code change involved, you have to make this explicit. I didn't see what the code change is going to look like by reading this.
I don't think there's any code change on KAITO side.
I think
Yeah.
maybe Ernest, you're thinking about if we want deeper integrations that results in like CRDs or something, right?
I don't know, because
Okay.
if we, like Sachi, you're the one who opened it. Like, what do you think the success criteria is here?
I think she dropped.
Oh,
Yeah.
she dropped. Okay.
But this is from our doc, if you remember. Like
Yeah, really.
yeah.
It's really up to us. Like, do we want KAITO to be really good at one job, which is like serving LLM
Mhm.
requests, or we want KAITO to be more than that, right?
So Ernest, can I assign this for you temporarily? Just figure out what is the requirements.
I'll just mark this as done because
Oh, okay.
I mean MCP is integration is possible right now. It's just not something I would integrate to Kaito yet. It's
As long as, so you're saying
Yeah.
that as long as Kaito supported the tools core, so we are considering
Yeah,
that.
yes.
I
That's-
think it's the client's work, not in Kaito. Kaito just provide the tool calling functionality
Can you
Okay.
for the
cross
client to implement the MCP.
Can you add the link to the tool calling page just to make sure that's what we think is satisfies the issue being done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can assign it to me.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this one, I think we are still reviewing it, so it should be good. This one,
What? I also invited Jonathan to this call. I don't know if he dropped.
Jonathan?
I'm here.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Just
So
wanna say hi.
yeah. So I think we added or I guess I can introduce myself first. I'm Jonathan. I work on upstream team with Jack and also Heba, who's new here to our team. But I'm trying to pick up some good first issues in Kaito, and we were on the docs one to do the generic installation flow. I paired with Surtosh on this to try to get this get this done, and we sort of refactored it based on the comment on his screen there, and it seems like we're almost done with review, but there's some comments where there's a bit of disagreement, I think, between maybe what Faye wanted and what Surtosh had in mind in terms of the GPU provisioner versus doing a completely cloud provider agnostic quick start guide. So I was hoping we could try to clear that up here and have an idea about what I should change so that we have a consensus to merge this. Is Surtosh still on?
No, I think he dropped.
Yeah, I think we have discussion morning with Ernest too about how to I just want to keep it short, don't go to too much detail. So I totally agree. We want to cover most of the use cases, cloud providers use cases, non-cloud provider use cases. You want to even people try it in your local machine. So you want those people. We want to cover all of them. So I totally agree. So the whole problem is the quick start. I think would be something that I feel the quick start. My personal opinion can be opinionated, maybe wrong. But my gut feeling is the quick start. We should show some cases that target the users that potentially benefit the most from Kaito. Which in my opinion should be the one that's trying to use cloud resource from scratch. I'm just want to do something, go to any cloud vendor, start the Kubernetes clusters and try everything from scratch. So that's my opinion, maybe wrong. So from that perspective, I feel the at least for now, the node provisioning part, although as I said, this is anti-pattern, but we don't have alternative. The autoscaler just is not ready. Just before that, I still feel the workflow with NAP included is the one that people may benefit the most from Kaito. So if the autoscaler can work well with all the, basically you can move NAP out of the critical path. You can just create a pending path like autoscaler, class autoscaler, whatever kind of autoscaler automatically pick it up. Then you may think about we change the quick start example. Or alternatively, maybe Ernest said we just provide all of them. It's like we give quick starts for all, like AWS, like Azure, like CPU. That's maybe okay. I'm also okay with that. But if we want to have just one of them as an example, I would rather have the one that has NAP included.
How about bring your nodes though, like pre-provisioned, like all the other open source solutions expect that, right? Which is kind of the normal Kubernetes experience. It already assumes that you have nodes that you can use for your
No,
workload.
I know, but I feel that is the thing that we have been optimized. I don't feel that workflow is very
Understood.
easy.
Understood. I'm just saying, could we have both in the documentation?
No, okay, we will have all of them. The whole problem is in the quick start,
Mhm.
we pick one of them. Which one to pick? Currently, what Jonathan was saying that they pick the one use preferred node in the quick start. So I was trying to arguing that if either we show off them, if you want to pick one of them, I'd rather prefer pick the one that with NAP support.
Why is it that we can only have one in the quick start?
That's okay. If we have all three, that's fine. I'm just saying that either all three, if we want to pick one, I'd rather pick the NAP. So that's my opinion.
I don't think we should just have one for what it's worth. Usually there's like different ways of installing, right? Even
No,
like,
we have document for all. It's like there's a quick start in the main README. If you don't want make that main README too long, we can just pick one of them. Or on this side, we have tabs. We just put all in the tabs. People just
yeah,
pick.
tabs are good.
That's also fine.
Jonathan, you have your hands up.
Yeah, so I guess I originally wrote this PR to have tabs where I don't know if you've seen the cluster API book, but essentially just goes through like the detailed flow where you have tabs where you select Azure, AWS, or BYO, and that it would essentially the tabs would have the cloud specific parts. So I did that, but Sertosh said he wanted me to change it so that way those steps were agnostic to the cloud provider, meaning the quick start and the installation does not reference any AZ or EKS commands, and instead put it into the cloud provider section on the sidebar. So that's what I paired with Sertosh to do, and I removed the tabs like he asked, but it was pretty difficult to do so in a way where it flows smoothly and doesn't repeat information. So if you're starting from installation and then you have to go to the cloud provider tab and then you have to go back and go to the quick start, I think to get that to a point where it seems sensible was pretty difficult, and that's sort of what we have now. So I'm trying to figure out, do we want to go back to doing the tabs? Do we want to, and if we do that, could we like, in that case, would eliminate the cloud provider pages entirely and just have everything on one installation flow? Or do we want to still keep it modular like Sertosh suggested? And I think trying to find a middle ground is also a little tricky because it's hard to reference stuff in the quick start that we assume you do in the cloud provider set.
My preferences is with tab with full steps. So this is my preference. It's less confusing.
Okay. So I actually do have a commit with that on that right now. I could try to polish it up and maybe post some screenshots if
yeah, that'd be nice. That's
I want to see the two like some of the options. The other thing is I guess going off of what Rita said earlier. So I guess I followed the quick start and the installation steps, as a new user. And I do think that having the GPU provisioner stuff kind of tripped me up. And I do think we should make it clear that the GPU provisioner and Carpenter stuff is not required to use KAITO. So I got a bit blocked trying to get GPU provisioner working, and I didn't realize that it was not required. And in fact, I could just create a node pool on AKS with a GPU node. I think the reason was because I couldn't find like the default node size. The A100 one was too big, and I had no quota for any GPUs nodes on my sub, so the auto provisioning wouldn't work, and I had to go in the portal and try to figure out what I actually can create. So I ended up doing the BYO option, and knowing that the quick start actually could have been way simpler, and I wouldn't have had to spend time trying to debug the workload identity. So in terms of like the quick start as a minimum set of instructions just to like get to the hello world and talk to Kaito, I think the BYO option is the most straightforward, because for if we get too complicated, I think the user has a issue, they might just complain and give up when they really could have just, you know, done a couple manual steps and had a working model. So those are some of my thoughts.
Okay, we really don't have time. So let's me quickly go through it. The rest of the items.
Wait, since we only have 5 minutes left, I just want to say it's okay if we can't finish. I like it in other project community calls, we sometimes spend many calls to go through the backlog. It's okay because it's quite long. And
Yeah,
we're not going
but
to be
I
able
want
to
to do
get to
is
it.
I really want to do. Okay, I want to go through the details with the one that's with honors, but I want to take 5 minutes to find the one that without honors. Let's see if we can find it. That sounds good.
Sure, I'm just saying we're not going to be able to finish in 4 minutes, and it's okay to
Okay, we will
keep
stop.
going in the next call. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we will stop whenever the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
If we, I'm okay with staying over. I don't really have anything after this. So, but if people want to respect the meeting time, that's fine too.
Let's try to keep the meeting on time. So okay. This one. Optimize inference perf with HPA. Auto scaling. I think this should be part of the auto scaler work, right?
Yes, I think so.
I think I will assign to Ningbo because oh. Okay, Ningbo, can you assign this to you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to button. Okay. Generic way. I think I think for this one, there's going to be multiple steps. This cannot be done in milestone 6. Part of the work is going to be this VRAM estimator. I think that's the first step towards finishing this. So Rita, my actually proposal, maybe we should move this out of this milestone, or is there a way to create a, parent kind of thing?
I mean, you can create sub issues. You see that in the yeah, there you go. So we you can ask Surcharge to create sub issues, and then we can put sub issues in the milestone instead of the parent issue.
Yeah, I think this is a sub issue that directly work towards this.
Can you add a comment to ask Surcharge to create sub issues for 060? Yeah.
Maybe we can just say create sub issue link to 1178.
Oh, I think I just did. I don't think we need Surtash.
Okay. This one. Oh, this is the one that we are discussing. Is this? I think this is a duplicated one. I guess we will mark it. Right? This is a duplicate one with the one other cloud provider.
I think you need to evaluate it just to make sure it is indeed dupe. And if it is, yeah, you can just mark it as dupe and close it.
Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Okay. Fixed.
What is this? So read me quick start use the following as an example. This prompt meant for chat completion. This should be updated to use the chat. this program meant for chat completion API?
Oh, I think it's like the Open AI API instead of v1/completion, we should use v1/chat.
Chat completion.
Yeah, so I think it's straightforward change.
I think we supported, right, Qinghui? V1 chat completion. We supported, right?
Yeah, we support it.
So it's just a doc.
Um,
It's just update the doc.
yeah. You can assign to me.
Okay. We already provide the name.
Yeah, I think this one is a bug where if someone put prefer nodes, our KAITO controller still requires the prefer nodes to have the same label. I don't know if that's true anymore after ChangeWave's fix.
That's still true.
It is true. We need a label to create the node from provisioner when the preferred node is not is invalid.
Yeah.
We'll fall back to the node provisioner.
We'll fall back to node provisioner if the preferred node is not qualified or whatever.
No.
So I think we can just update the issue and describe the API in more details. So I mean, this API is called preferred node. So it's something that, we can allow the fallback if this thing doesn't work. That's the reason I call it a preferred node, is because sometimes user may not even know this is the right node to run.
Yeah, at first, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I thought prefer node is a set of nodes that KAITO is going to deploy to. But I know from reading prefer node, yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, maybe we need to display more details about the API behavior for this one. Unless we want to make some changes for the API behavior. Have the work automatically label. Yeah, that's a thing because at the minimum returns a no node. Okay, so this is a required API behavior change. So
I feel like that's the bring your own node experience, right? Part of that.
so it's a very early decision. So I mean, very early design. We were thinking the NAP was the big one because NA. So if you want to say people want to just bring bring your own nodes. So even this field needs to be deprecated because the name is kind of confusing. We need to find another name. We cannot use preferred node.
So given that, I don't think it's like this person who reported it is equipped to open a PR for this, right? I don't think that it requires more discussion.
But if this API change, so it's going to be definitely more discussion whether we want to introduce a new APIs. Just describe your bring your own nodes without any this kind of confusion about the behavior.
Then let's come back to this.
Yeah. But there's also a problem where we're treating nodes as pets. Node name can change
Yeah.
at any given time. And things can get evicted, right? So, okay, yeah, we'll come back to this. And
yeah, I really don't like this because we hardcore no name here is making it really, really inflexible in general.
And by the way, it's okay to not have someone assigned too, right? In case there's, let's say,
yeah. So we are gonna like for instance with preferred node defined, so it's going to be hard to do all this autoscaler stuff. So we already have this something. If you have preferred node defined, you cannot be autoscaled. Okay, test.
I think Apache is working on this.
Yeah. Okay.
Design to
So I was saying it's okay to leave some empty unassigned as well, especially the good first.
I know. Yeah, but for the one that I'm pretty sure there is one that's already working on,
Sure.
I'm just going to mark it. So this one, I think Qinghui is working on it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, this is one's tough discussion. Okay, I'm going to leave it empty. We will have some offline discussion for this. The pre-provision notice basically easy. Okay, I think we're over 5 minutes. I'm going to stop right away. Last minute call and any other things you guys want to discuss? We give 1 or 2 minutes, and then otherwise I'm going to call the meeting today.
I would just say I'm glad to meet everybody. Looking forward to working together.
Sure, welcome, Johnson.
Yeah, welcome.
Looking forward to having a upstream team more involved in this project. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Sorry. Also, if you have time, take a look at the 070 milestone. Just to make sure, like especially the bottom, the first one, I'm not so sure if it belongs here, but we just added it. The second two are more from LLMD. And this is going to, we put in 070, but it's something we need to think about adding.
So for number 3, definitely, I have some thoughts about it. For this number 2,
That's LLMD, right?
yeah, number
Yeah.
2.
Well, I thought number 3 is still LLMD. No?
I mean that is the NMD, but the components we are mostly leveraging is going to be that M cache stuff, right? This is a separate project.
This is from VLLM, I guess.
It's M cache. It's a separate repo, separate project.
But is it from VLLM?
It doesn't
VRM
have
plus
repo.
LM cache. LM
Yeah,
cache.
M cache. Yeah,
Is that what we're
Yeah.
thinking for this?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay.
It's like yeah, it's like the well-supported one by VLM. So if you're talking about like LMD, it's only the second one, disaggregated
Okay.
serving.
Okay. But anyway, look, I just put these on in 070, but if y'all feel strongly about it, you can move it to other milestones if you want.
Thanks 060, we have enough to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure because I just put it there. So yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
And then
thank
there's
you.
anything else that's at the bottom that doesn't have a milestone, I guess.
I think somehow we need to triage it. Maybe our maintenance needs to triage all these old things.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna add it to 060 anymore because I think we're pretty full for this milestone already. But
Yeah,
I think
let's have some separate. Maybe we should have some offline meetings to triage those all the issues. Maybe we should close most of them.
yeah, I like closing things.
Yeah.
That's great. Very
Okay.
productive meeting, y'all.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.